Hmm. Hello.
Hello.
So it's John and Nicole, and I was feeling moved this morning after watching some of Pamela Olsen's videos about her post awakening journey, just how raw and vulnerable, and as a result, how immensely useful her videos have been
Mm-hmm.
for us. Um,
Consistently relatable.
Very consistently relatable, and how it's brought just a lot of orientation at times during a
Mm-hmm.
very disorienting process,
Mm-hmm.
and how validating it is through such a weird process. It's not exactly that I felt like I'm going insane. Maybe it's different for you.
There's there's occasional. It's almost always identifiable as doubt coming in,
Yeah.
but it comes up.
And I found that the way that she's so open and vulnerable often shines a light on the doubt and makes it seen as such,
Mm-hmm.
which is really all that you have to do for that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And that's what we've been on recently is the noticing.
yeah, the power of noticing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's that quote that you remembered.
Yeah, that uh, Angelo said in some video that illusions can't be dispelled or it can't be eliminated because they don't exist in the first place. They can only be dispelled. Um, and all you have to do to dispel them is notice them.
Yeah.
Which is already something. It's a much more concise way of describing what we were already noticing, which is that as soon as you see one of the we've been calling them selfing mechanisms.
Or thought
Or
mechanisms.
yeah, as soon as you see one of those in its fullness for what it is, it just stops working. Um,
And how it it starts off as almost like noticing. The first thing you kind of notice is that your perception seems to have maybe like an edge to it, almost like a little that adhesive cellophane that's over like a um, television screen that is brand
mm-hmm,
new,
mm-hmm.
and you're like, wait a second, and it's kind of just bubbled up on the edge, and you pick at that.
Yours is very tactile. Mine's almost auditory. It's sort of like a muffled. There's like a yeah,
And you just sort of you almost like detect the edge,
yeah,
and then you start
yeah,
peeling,
yeah,
and as you peel, the whole thing slows down so that you can see each part of it operating. And you're like, oh, I'm doing a thing. That's the
yeah.
first thing you sense is that you're doing a thing.
Right, right. That's actually a good point. That's the edge that you're finding, and that's sort of the muffled thing that I'm talking about. Is like it's the noticing that like, oh, something's going on here. Oh, well, let's look there.
Yeah, and the more you look with curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
look with openness for like whatever is there, then it will maybe resolve out into two distinct thoughts or a
Yeah, right,
sensation, a bodily sensation by a thought followed by a thought.
right, right.
And then as you look more, then that will resolve out into body sensation, into thought, into body sensation, into thought, 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 thought.
Yeah, it's been wild to really watch some of these unfurl because they're kind of impressive. Like I've been describing it as like the in the literal sense, like amazing. Like
It's fascinating.
it's
Is what it's the
fascinating.
word that I keep saying. I'll just wander around for half a day just mumbling fascinating.
Yeah, and it's the specificity of the structure of it is like it's custom tailored to you, right? Because that's what it is. It is you. That's it's one of the things that is upholding the sense of you. And so it's so hyper specific and so like, but we also noted that it often is like once you see it, you're like, that's bonkers. That's kind of it doesn't make any sense.
That's the dispelling of it.
Right? Yeah,
you look at it and you're like, I don't have to do that. Why would I?
But we've started sort of we have a few little mantras kind of that whenever we notice something like this, we'll say it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to work.
Just has to work.
And it does, and it's wild to watch how it works. It's really impressive.
And I think it's sometimes frustrating for us as such neurodivergent people neurodivergent people with particularly sharp intellects, that we've, it's almost been a defining characteristic of who we have been in life and how we've moved through it. It's a
place where we have hooked our identity in the past.
Yes. I became a professor, for fuck's sake. And it's really kind of annoying sometimes as you look and see how that doesn't make any sense. Like, B does not follow from A in that.
But you didn't see A in the first place. And that's how it works. It works by not letting you see it. If you see it, it doesn't work. If you don't see it, it can work. And that's true almost universally. I mean, universally that we've found so far. Right?
Yeah, this is why the noticing works. And this is why the illusion holds up, is when you don't see it as such, it can be taken as reality. It's the going all the way back to the awakening that occurred when you were able to, like, at a gut energetic level, see thought as such. The moment you see thought as such, you're like, oh wow, I don't have to believe that at all. That doesn't dictate anything, actually.
And we wouldn't have been able to put that language to it at the moment of our awakening, because it was spontaneous and we were truly flying by the seat of our pants for many months afterwards. But
spontaneous and simultaneous.
Yeah. But what we did, another one of those little mantras that we started saying was, it's all made up.
It's all made up.
It's all made up, and we can do whatever we want. Because it was just this moment of realizing, oh, all of these things that we've been just sort of passively taking to be
a hard rule.
Right, hard and fast truths just weren't. Just obviously weren't.
I had built up, since my divorce in particular, when I suddenly had to have this responsibility for 2 other adults solely in my own household. I built up this rule that every meal had to have these distinct components to it in order for it to...
That's right. I forgot about this one.
In order for it to count as a meal.
In
order for it to
be a real meal, be good, like good enough, really, is what it was.
To be good enough. And I took this rule so implicitly and so unquestioningly. Like, of course, you've got to have like one of each of the 5 food groups. And, or else what? But I really adhered to it. It was really ritualistic. And I remember how that eventually it was laid bare. It was just like, no, not actually.
Me too. It was very funny. Because we went on a trip. We went on it was the first trip we went on with his boys, and it was like just a week, like not even a weekend, 2 days. And we packed a whole bunch of food. We were going to an Airbnb in like rural Maine, and we packed a bunch of food, and we got there, and we're getting ready to like make dinner, and he starts having this like, it just sort of thought spiral of like, oh God, okay, well, so I'm gonna make this for dinner, but then what are we gonna do? And
What
I
are we
know
gonna
that-
have for
what are we
lunch
gonna have for
tomorrow?
lunch tomorrow? What are we gonna have for breakfast? I mean, I guess they have this for breakfast, but then what are we gonna have for lunch? If we have that for breakfast, then we don't have any. And then what are we gonna? Can we go to? Is there a place that we could go to get more food? I feel like, and I literally said, think about these two kids, right? Are there enough calories present in these 2 bags of food that we brought for those 2 kids and the 2 of us to consume enough calories to not be hungry for the next 36 hours? And he was like, oh yeah, I guess so. And I was like, okay, then we're good. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
They'll eat what's here.
Yeah. That was the loosening of it. That was before awakening.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that was the first one where you were like, oh, okay, so I don't have to be in charge of like at this in this control point, right? Doesn't have to be this this clinging to it all being this exact way.
That was the key. That melted, right?
Mm-hmm.
That sort of the wheels of that little thing came off.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't.
And
that's
it's just
the thing.
that's just one example. Like there's a rich tapestry of those beliefs that I had built up.
Well, and that's
carried
it.
with us into that awakening, right? Like
for sure, me too.
Yeah, we both had them.
Yeah, but an important thing to note, I think, in that example and all of the others, is that like when we say that noticing dispels the illusion and that it doesn't work anymore, to be clear, that doesn't mean it goes away.
Right.
It will pop up again, but you just see it every time now.
What I was going to say is that rich tapestry was just like basically completely in front of me and it obscured my vision of life.
Mm-hmm.
And the awakening event allowed that to just be like, poof, like at least translucent, but actually almost just transparent.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, wow. And then months later, after we dropped into the whole shadow process, it just crept up again, but almost patchwork. It was not all there, right? But it was now there again.
Yeah, reality was never fully obscured again.
And I saw it now. I saw it. It's still there. Mm-hmm. But I was able to see that it was there and get annoyed. I thought we did this.
So much I thought we did this. So much. And we've started referring to it as the spiral, right? Like you're spiraling.
Spiral staircase.
You're spiraling around and like there are sort of points along the edges of that spiral.
For me, it's a distinct spiral staircase down. And you keep coming around to the same point here.
Yep.
And then you come back and you're like here.
And
you're going deeper.
Yeah, it's not the same every time. It's distinct every time, but it's
the same
also
theme.
A through line.
It's a thematic through line.
Yeah.
And you come back around to it deeper each time, but it's like here it is again.
And some of those are fine. Some of those it's like, oh yeah, we're here again. Which we just had one of those with you yesterday, love. What was that? I can't remember. The somatic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The TRE, the tremoring that we were like, oh, we're back at that part of the spiral.
Yeah.
And so some of them are just kind of like, oh, we're back here, and others of them are like, are you kidding me? I thought I did this. I don't want to do it again. But that's also part of it.
Yeah, so that's that framework that really resonated for us, which is the first step is the awakening. It's the first step, I guess, but the big milestone is the awakening, where you see through the illusion of self. You see that it is an illusion. The illusion gets broken. You don't believe it anymore. So
specifically the thought identified self or the mind identified self.
The narrative self.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just like, that's not a thing.
It's all made up.
It's all made up. And then the honeymoon period wears off after days to months.
Yeah, I've heard various things. For us, it was a few months.
Yeah, which is like the newness of that realization. It settles in as a new baseline.
Everything's sparkly.
Everything's so sparkly for a while until you settle back into like having this sparkliness is now just the day-to-day. And then the shadow comes up.
And there's nothing in the way anymore.
And there's nothing in the way. And now the task is to break the habit of selfing. The illusion of self is gone. That's that. You
right,
can't.
The habitual
That's
self.
That's irreversible. That's not gonna. But the habitual, why do I keep doing this, comes back up to be seen.
Yeah.
To be integrated.
Yeah.
To the separate parts get pulled into the whole.
Mm-hmm.
But that
integration.
And that can only happen when you notice.
See it.
You see it. And so it's this long seeing process. And that seems easy, and it is. But what do we...
No, it seems simple, and it is.
It seems simple.
But simple is not easy.
Simple is not easy.
That's been a new one. We had another little mantra for a while when part of this shadow process for us, because we've been doing this together, because our awakening was simultaneous and extremely similar. Like, it was the way that the shift happened for both of us was
big energy shift.
Yeah, and was noticeably, it noticeably matched, so we could discuss it. It could be like,
yeah,
are you noticing this? Oh my God, I am. Are you noticing, like, oh wow, or look over there, what's this?
Yeah.
And then it shifted because we've lived different lives and we have
our shadows
different mechanisms.
Different.
Our shadows are wildly different. And so it went like, we're like, coming along this path together. Isn't this fun? and all of a sudden we were in conflict a lot, and we were trying to...
Just continuously triggered.
Triggering each other, triggering each other's triggers.
Ugh.
It was really rough for a while. And
it was really hard.
And so one of our mantras that we came into was, hard isn't bad.
Simple isn't easy.
Hard isn't bad.
Yeah.
And that's been, as much as anything can be in this process, that's been grounding.
Yeah.
I think it points out resistance. I think that hard isn't bad was a way of pointing to the resistance that we had going on.
Yeah. And simple isn't easy points to the fact that noticing these things, these parts of ourselves that want to be seen and loved and integrated, is obscured by the selfing mechanism itself, that does not want to be noticed, because to notice it obliterates it.
And that's the grace. That's where Angela talks about grace, right?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah. And so you just sink in, and it almost takes on, like, in the difficulty of us being triggered at each other continuously
for months.
There was a baseline understanding that this is how it goes.
This is what's happening.
This is what has to happen.
Yeah.
There's
no other way it could be. Jinx. Yeah.
And that was weirdly comforting in the midst of it.
Yep.
Even as we had to, like, literally get out of the house away from the other sometimes.
Yep. Because that's the thing, too, is so much of it for both of us has been really, really, really powerfully energetic.
Yeah.
And I think that when those energies are in sort of a really heightened and scrambled, and we called it staticky. We kept calling it staticky. When those energies go staticky, it can be really, really hard to sit with it in yourself and sit with it in the other person. We've gotten really good at that now.
Mm-hmm.
That's gotten a lot easier now.
Mm-hmm.
Like when your energy goes staticky now, even if I'm kind of triggered, it's not
doesn't feel personal.
No, it doesn't. And it doesn't feel like that is impacting what's happening for, like, it's just all here, as opposed to it being like that. And because you were the same, you felt like it was when my energy would go like that, it was like pulling you out of.
It felt like that. It was like, Don't pull me out of presence.
Yeah.
With whatever that is.
Yeah. Right.
Which is such a.
Well, it's such a selfing thing.
It's such a selfing thing.
I'm going to push myself away from you so that I can stay.
I will separate from you so that I can be in oneness.
Yep. Again, it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to work.
Yeah. So I think that was a year. Mm-hmm. It's been a year now that, it took us
a year to get to here.
6 to 8 months to figure out what had happened.
Mm-hmm.
with the awakening, because
Yep.
we didn't even have vocabulary for that. We had no
Right.
context for it. We had no
Right.
teacher. We had no doctrine.
Right.
We had no path.
Yep.
It was just boom, awake. We knew that it was significant,
Yeah.
but we didn't know what it was until we found Angela's channel.
Yep.
Then we realized in that discovery of what had happened with the awakening was simultaneously understanding, oh wow, we're in shadow.
Yep. Already.
We're descending into shadow.
Yeah.
We've been descending. And then that has been this really, like, we really hold up.
Yeah.
Especially you.
Yeah.
We hold up for that year.
Yeah.
And
I was in a lot of physical pain. I had a lot of illness,
chronic
and
illness.
pain.
Yeah. Just confused doctors.
Yeah.
And continual pain.
Yeah.
Until we found a Reiki healer.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa's been amazing.
Yeah.
For both of us. And I feel like this is spring. Like we're
it really does feel like that, huh?
Yeah, we're really kind of opening back up, blooming, reintegrating into the world.
Yeah.
I suppose, right? And
yeah, the relative world, as it were.
Yeah. And we've had to learn the hard way that not everyone will connect with us in this orientation.
Yep. And in fact, it can lead to disconnection to talk about it too directly.
Yeah, it can be very, very, very triggering to other people's selfing mechanisms.
Self-protective mechanisms.
Self-protection, yeah.
Yeah.
Their parts flare up.
Yeah.
Trauma flows back into the interaction.
Yeah.
Not that that's bad, because that's necessary and that's just what is.
Yep.
And there's been a real desire, I think, slightly differently and at different times for both of us, but still oriented towards wanting to connect with people who share this orientation.
Yep.
Along awakening. Right?
Yeah.
That could be for people who are seeking to have an awakening.
Right. But just kind of, broadly.
All the way through to deeply into the shadow process.
But I think the more specific way of talking about the orientation is like people who have a sort of commitment to looking at things as they are.
Yeah.
Looking at themselves, looking at their relationships, even like more broadly looking at the world with an orientation towards truth.
Truth. It's an openness towards truth.
Yeah.
And that can sound grand until you do it.
Simple isn't easy, bro.
Simple ain't easy, and it's gnarly.
Yeah.
It takes you have to. You have to have almost exhausted every other way of trying to get to a place that is okay.
Yes. I think we both really did prior to meeting each other. We really both had been on a years-long process of trying to find and like what is the way that it's going to be not constant suffering. Like
yeah, it was like a commitment of getting to a place where we didn't want to die.
Yeah.
Or didn't want to cease existing.
Right.
It was like one of the fantasies that I had a lot.
Yeah.
Which was like I didn't want to die. I didn't want to leave behind people who love me. I didn't want to. I was just like, it would be nice if I just didn't exist and never did.
Yeah. There's an Ali Brosh comic that's like talking about suicidality. That's like, no, I don't want to die. I just want to not be alive for a while. Or no, that was, I don't want to kill myself. I just don't want to be alive for a while. It was 100% that. My fantasy, once I had kind of moved away from the like acute suicidality part, it went into much more of a like, what if I got into my car and drove for as long as I can stay awake, and then wherever I had to stop to go to sleep, I just started over there? What if I did that? What would happen? What would happen? And it's just the same escapism. It's just the same trying to like push the eject button because it's like, this is intolerable.
Yep. Which then leads to a point of just like, this doesn't have to be this way.
Yep.
I don't know how to make it not, but I know that I can't keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, it was super time bound too.
Oh, so fucking. Oh, man.
I can't keep doing this forever, and also I don't have enough time to do all of the things that I would need to do to make it not be this way.
Yeah. And so, what if we get into community or get into touch with people who are reached a similar point?
Yeah, man.
And just open up a discussion. What if we reflect for each other?
Yeah, man. That's exactly it.
It's not necessary. It's absolute, like, we could go off into the woods and go off the grid and never really talk to anyone else, and I think this would
still happen.
This is gonna happen.
Yeah.
But there's something really nice about doing it with others. We are both people-oriented anyways. Yeah.
It's just, I think...
We're people.
Yeah, I think part of the nature of this whole process is that it's gonna go the way it's gonna go for any person because of the sort of core of that person. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a little bit different than the self is what I'm trying to describe, but like
it's the true nature part.
It's the true nature part, and that is
your true nature.
Right.
Your true nature is to be free.
Right.
And there's Alma has a new channel, and she, like, her second video out of 3 that's on that channel, she talks about how stepping into the unknown is agency. It is the agency that you have.
Right.
Because everything else binds you.
Right.
To that which
Yep.
denies your freedom.
Yep.
To step into the unknown and to let go is sovereignty.
Yep. Yep.
That feels so true. And I don't know where I was going with that. What were you saying?
I don't either. I was on in a slightly different place where I was thinking about how actually Pamela, our little inspiration for doing this video, she's so cool. But was there was a video where she talked about validation and how it's not necessary. But
nice.
Once you see that it's not necessary, it can just be nice. Right? When it's necessary, it's this clinging. It almost becomes this like...
It's a fixation.
Yeah, and it's almost like an addictive thing, right? It's like this substance that you need to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And once that's gone, it can literally just be nice.
Right.
And so that's the thing about like talking to people who are similarly oriented over the past week has been like, oh, I didn't need their validation to know that, or to feel okay, or to feel like we're sort of resting in the abiding presence of whatever, like, but it's nice. It's just really nice. You know?
It's just nice. So yeah, we don't know if I don't know where these videos will go, because that doesn't really make sense, I guess.
Yeah.
We're gonna be, and we'd love to be with anyone who wants to be with us.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice place to stop, huh?
Yeah.
Can we stop there?
Yeah.
Okay.